swab.
Okay, Bennett's World, today we are going to put together a video for you guys. A quick video to show kind of the ins and outs and do's and don'ts of Disney during COVID-19 and while we're dealing with the virus. So we're here today. It's our third day, so we've got some pretty good practice on what you need to be doing, what you don't need to be doing. And so the first thing we're going to talk about, our mask. It has to be a mask that covers your full face, of course, and loops over your ears. It can't be the gator type that you can pull up from below. It's got to have ear loops on it, right? Examples.
Like this.
The Mickey mask. The Spider-Man mask. Lizzie Joe's got the princess mask. But like the type that you wear around your neck and you pull up, they're not going to let you in with those. So
like the one that goes like look like this.
Yeah. Can't get in with those types of masks. And you don't have to wear the mask in the parking lot, but as soon as you hit a checkpoint like so, then it's required. So let's go ahead and mask up and we'll keep going. And another recommendation as far as when it comes to mask, I would bring more than one because you're going to sweat through them and now you're just breathing your sweat. And they also have some good disposable masks that just feel different on your ears, because after a couple of days you will start to feel it on your ears. So a couple more quick tips for masks. Okay, so this is going to be the first thing you're going to see. At every entrance they have an Advent Health tent where they're actually going to do a thermal scan of your head before they allow you to come in. And this is what it looks like. And they actually have designated cool down sections, so if you're just hot from being outside, that's what the side tent is. They allow you to sit there and cool off a little bit and then rescan you before they'll let you in. So let's go ahead and get through. And then of course you can see how slow it is. So everybody's wearing face shields and masks. That works for Disney, but the crowds are non-existent, so that's a plus. But this part's just normal check-in. So let's get through here and we'll continue this little video. Alright, we made it through security. And now guest entrance is like usual. And you will see these everywhere. At every entrance, at the beginning of every ride, and at the end of every ride, they are hand sanitizer pumps. Hand sanitizing station. Hand sanitizing station. And more hand sanitizer. And more hand sanitizing stations. And more hand sanitizer. Okay, so we're in now. All checked out, verified, masked up, and this is how busy it is. And if you've ever been to Hollywood Studios before, you can see that Disney is drastically reducing the crowd. You can't just come any day. Like, we're pass holders, we used to come anytime we want. You actually have to reserve the day that you want to come in and schedule it ahead of time. So that's how they're controlling the crowd. So you have to wait longer to come, but you get more of an experience in one way because all the rides are pretty much walk-on, 20-30 minute waits at tops. So then of course you're going to see this everywhere. This is for the lines, the social distancing marks. These are at every ride. So when you see a ride line, it's going to look twice as long or 3 times as long as what it really is, because you have to stay on these marks when in line for a ride. Another way to help protect people, maintaining the 6 feet apart. Another thing you can expect to see is at the entrance and the exit, of every gift shop that you go into, there's going to be somebody with an iPad, and they count how many people come in and how many people walk out. As you can see, here as well going into Starbucks at the Trolley Cafe. Here's the new ride, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway at Hollywood Studios. Which reminds me, another thing that you're going to encounter coming back to Disney is no character meet and greets, no parades, and no fireworks. So something else to consider if you're going to come back to Disney during COVID. And yes, even when you take your photographs in front of your favorite sites at Disney, you must keep your mask on. And yes, they still tell you to smile. But if you are wearing your mask all day, no matter where you are, if you're eating or drinking, you are allowed to have your mask uncovered. And kids under the age of what, Savannah? Huh? Kids under the age of 2 are not required to wear a mask. So you can imagine what a nightmare it would be to try to keep it on them anyway. Another thing to remember as well, all the roller coasters and all the rides, it's one.
Don't worry, Rex. You got a friend in me. I got you, partner.
Another thing to remember too, all the carts, basically it's one car per group. They don't put you with strangers, and all the ride cars and roller coaster cars are cleaned and sanitized on a regular basis. So that's another change. You're also going to see a lot of like ice cream and refreshment spots, and a lot of the little mobile gift shops through all the parks are closed. They've also closed a lot of the larger gift shops as well. And remote hand washing stations, even if obscured by a giant Toy Story ball. And signs everywhere. Signs everywhere that are safety reminders as to what you should be doing. And face shields for employees. And whenever you get packed in tight, they have plenty of face shields in between the rows to keep you from sneezing on each other. And more social distancing marks. You gotta stand on your line, and then when the next group moves up, you move up to your line, and so on and so forth. I can't sneeze on them, I cough on them, I can't cough on them. Got our own hallway.
Thank you for visiting us.
Okay, another change that you can expect to find when you come to Disney during COVID is if you're going to go eat in a restaurant, you have to make a pre-order or a reservation, or you're not getting in. As a matter of fact, even at one place, they wouldn't even let us in to feed the baby in the air conditioning. Very strict on that rule. So if you're planning on eating in a restaurant, then make sure to schedule ahead or pre-order your food. Yeah. Another example of closed restaurants. No point in having so many restaurants when you've reduced capacity. You can see very open. And the big stage is missing. They used to have a big Star Wars stage right here where they did a live show. They've taken all that out.